Hello guys, it's Stephanie here, and I'm bringing a hopefully short tutorial. I did an art class with my son today, well, an art class. I wanted my son to be able to go to camp, but I can't really afford it, and so I decided to teach him art. I'm his favorite artist, and so, oh, sorry, get that out of here. We had art class today, and this is one of the exercises that we did. We did a daytime sunset and a nighttime. And he did so excellent. He's so wonderful. I just, look at that. Mommy's so proud. Anyway. And then the next exercise that we did was Galaxy. And look at this. This is like his first time out with watercolors. He did great. It's gorgeous. I love it. Great job. And this is mine. And mine's much more girly than his. Oh, his is so good though. But yeah, so I'm going to try and show you what I did to make this background. I had a lot of feedback and quite a few people that wanted to know exactly how I did this background. So I'm going to do my very best to emulate exactly what I did here. And I will show you. So here obviously is my paper. Let me see if I can't move. Perfect. Okay. I have my watercolors that don't like to open. This is just a simple like $14 set from Amazon, $15, $16, I don't know, something like that. And it was like really cheap. I need to put these somewhere else. Really cheap, but they're so pigmented and beautiful. I just love them. And so yeah, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to try to show you what I did. Now the only supplies I have two round brushes, and they're both pretty small. I don't know sizes. Oh, I guess this is a number 2. And this one doesn't have a number on it, but it's not much larger. And this is a regular piece of mixed media, Strathmore mixed media paper, and I cut it exactly in half. So it's 6 inches, I think, this way. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. And then I've masking taped it down so that when I'm done I have that nice white border. And so yeah, we're just going to kind of do this. But what I am going to do first is both spray my watercolors and my page. And this is mixed media paper, so it does take mediums. However, like, you can't really soak it too much or you're going to get some of the paper to start lifting. But I try to not touch my paint to the paper, but I touch it to the water and move that around, if that makes sense. It's really hard to try to explain something sometimes. But here's my idea. So what I did, I didn't have a plan for this either, I just did it. What I did was I started with the lighter colors, the background basically, so that even with the black on top, you'll see that the black, you can see some color through the black, and that's what you want to go for. You want to make sure that you get a good solid foundation and you work light to dark, or at least that's what I did. So we are just going to start with some light colors for now, and I'm going to try not to do too many blues as I sit here and start out with a blue. And you don't think about it, you just do it. So I think that's the only blue I'm going to put on the paper, and I'm going to go, sorry about the shadows on the paper. I don't have the best lighting. It's pretty great as long as my arm isn't in the way, then there's a shadow. But you just put whatever you want, whatever you're feeling, whatever color excites you, makes you happy, do that. Do that. Always do that. Not just now. Always. Always do that. Oh my gosh, I'm always spraying the paper anyway. And you just keep going. You just, I don't know if you can tell the colors I use on this paper most often. Like they are dented. This purple and teal, and even this darker blue and teal. Well, it's pretty tealy. It's just a darker blue. But anyway, yeah, I go through these paints like crazy, especially the purple and teal, because those are my favorite colors. Awesome. And now because this isn't watercolor paper, I just don't have any. Obviously, that would be the preferred thing to use. But because I don't have any watercolor paper, it is buckling. You'll see that. Whatever. It's going to happen unless you're using the perfect medium. Maybe if I had prepped with this with gesso, and I had actually thought about doing that, but I didn't do that for the first one, and I wanted to try to keep it as true to what I did as possible. So I'm just kind of working around the puddles here, and I just love what happens when you put water in a puddle. Like, ugh. That is just, it's so yummy. It's what I live for, I swear. Look at that. The swirlies. Yeah, anyway, I'm crazy, just so you know. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there right now. This green is yummy, and I didn't put green on the last one, but I'm thinking, I mean, why can't there be green in space? It's not just reserved for Earth, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this in. See how that works out. Maybe give this another light spray right there to kind of... Oh yeah. And you don't want to try to work it too much, because then it'll mix, and you don't want it to do that. Alright, now that I have like no white spots, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dry this. I'm putting these to the side for now. We are not done with the watercolors. Do not fret. I'm going to dry this first layer. If you're not familiar with any of this and you're coming at it brand new, you've never done watercolor, whatever, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to go ahead and dry this now, so that way it sets this color. Now obviously it is watercolor, so if I did wet the paper enough, the watercolor would move. Now it'll move less depending on the gradient of, I mean, not the gradient, but the more expensive the watercolor, the better the watercolor, the less it's going to do that once it's dry. But these obviously are not the super best, and so they will move and they will blur, and I don't want that. I want this color right here. So I'm going to go ahead and dry this, and I will be right back. Alright, now that this is dry, like where the puddles were, I just sopped it up. I like the little dotties and stuff. Anyway, whatever. Sorry, had trouble opening that up. Alright, so now we're going in. Now, bear with me, this is crazy. We're going in with the black. Straight up, just going right to it. We are, again, going to wet the paper. I know, I just dried it. Oh my god, I'm so silly. Whatever, let's do this thing. So, alright, splotched the paper. Get this black color going right here. And now's the fun part. All this beautiful color that you just made, guess what? You're covering it up. Now, I want to try to stick to the corners as much as possible, just so that the borders are nice and dark. You have that really nice defined white edge once you're done. Not important, complete preference. Obvious, everything, all of this is all complete preference. Do what you want to do. Do not make art for somebody else. Do what you want. So, enough of that rambling. I just get on these kicks and I'm just like, yeah, you got it. You just, I see all these wonderful, wonderful, amazing people doing such awesome art. And they're, oh, well, I don't think this is good. I've seen so many people that are so much better, and it's just, why are you so down on yourself? What you're doing right now is amazing. Like, art, some of the art that I see on these groups on Facebook, like, these people are amazing. And they're just downing themselves so much, and it's so sad because, I mean, you don't make it for anybody else. Does it make you happy? That's all you need to worry about. Please, please, please. That's all you need to worry about. Now, as far as like, I'm not dissing anybody. Like, I completely understand it. Like, I'm so self-conscious, and like about myself in real life, even about my artistic abilities. I definitely doubt myself a lot. So I totally get wanting feedback and wanting people to, you know, like, hey, this is awesome. Like, I get that. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not, please, you know, I swear, like, I just want you to love what you do because I love what you do. That's all. So sad. Anyway, if you see what I'm doing here, well, I've had these puddles, so I'm both trying to get rid of some of this water just because it was a pain in the butt to dry, but I'm also trying to get like a splotchy, and I know this looks super silly and super dirty and whatever as of right this second, but bear with me, I swear it gets better. So we're just random. Right now I'm just kind of mushing it onto the paper. Plop. There, I like that word. I'm plopping it. I'm plopping the color. Look at Allie Brown on YouTube. She says that. She says I'm plopping color. That's her technical term for it, and I love it. It's very ploppy. Oh my god. You want to watch a watercolor person. Oh my gosh. Or journal, like she's very into like journaling, both like planner junkie journaling and art journaling and just journaling, like self-worth journaling, like getting yourself, you know, better and stuff like that. She's amazing and she's so spiritual. Like, I'm not a spiritual person, but I definitely admire her spirit and her chutzpah. I don't know. She's awesome. She's a really sweet, awesome person. You should definitely go follow her. Yeah. Alright, so also remember, watercolor dries lighter than it looks. Like right now it looks really dark and really just murky and muddy. It gets better. So now it's time, you guessed it, to dry this part. What I'm using is a Ranger Heated Craft tool. I was using this earlier though, the embossing heat tool, and I'm pretty sure this went faster. It's definitely hotter, and it's definitely hotter, and it hurts to touch sometimes, but it definitely works better in my humble opinion. Anyway, let me dry this. I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and it's dry, and my camera died, so I had to go charge it, and so if it's a different angle, I'm not sure, but that's why. So this had plenty of time to dry. Let's go ahead and go on to the next level. So now that this is dry, we're going to do yet another layer. Actually, let me... It just felt a little cool down there at the bottom, a little wet. That's better. I just want to make sure that that's set, because you don't want the black to be moving around when we're going to go back and we're going to put in these colors again on top of everything, just so that it makes it punch you right in the face with all that color. Alright, so now it's blue time. And make sure I get a nice sexy amount here on my brush. These colors are so awesome. Like, these paints are so awesome. They're so pigmented. I just Love it. Now I want to make sure that this layer has a good amount of water because I am going to want it. Now this layer, I'm not going to try to move it around too much because of the fact that I want this blue. I want this blue pigmented. I want lots and lots of this blue. So we are going to go around and just do what feels right. Go where you feel needs your color. I wonder how this would, like this technique, I wonder if it would work so well on a gessoed background. I'm interested to find out. Now you don't want to get rid of all the black. You know, you want to keep some of the black in there. I mean, it's space. Final Frontier. It's supposed to be a little dark out there. The endless void. Don't let me start getting philosophical on you. Now, see, I feel like the black is lifting a little. It just might be my brain, I'm not sure. But you see, like, you got the water kind of gives it like this nebula thing going on, and you can kind of help that out, you know. You can just swirl. Just do the swirl. You want it to look natural, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So this top part's looking fab. I don't know how it looks on your end, but to me it looks pretty darn good so far. We shall see. Not to toot my own horn, because, you know, I already told you I feel horrible about myself. So anyway, okay. Stephanie's getting silly. I do that when I'm tired, and believe it or not, I've not been to sleep yet. I was going to, I said to a couple of the girls, I was like, listen, I'll do a tutorial, but I'm so tired, I gotta do it tomorrow. But, like, I've been laying in bed, and that's all I've been thinking about. I was like, I've got to do this, so I just wanted to. I wanted to do this, so here I am, coming at you now. Oh man, look at the blue and the pink. Oh, it looks beautiful. Not too much. Don't want too much. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Yeah, I love it. Love it. I'm loving it. Oh, I don't want to get plagiarized here. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm not loving it. But I am. So yeah, in the world of me, I get super silly when I'm tired. I don't know about you. I'm tired, so I get silly, and I find the stupidest things funny. I mean, my boyfriend can always tell when I'm being silly or tired because I'm being silly, and I'll start laughing maniacally, and he's like, "You just need to go to bed." Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah. You just gotta play around with it. You do what feels right. That felt right. Yeah, I might put a little bit more blue into play here, just to make sure that it's nice and pigmented once it gets dry. Again, not thinking about where it's going, just putting it. I love the vibrancy of this blue. I'm living for it right now, actually. Like, this is gorgeous. The rest of that pigment, put it right in this water. Yep, right there. And, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and dry this. Now, I'm gonna leave the camera on while I do this because I want you to see what I do, because a lot of the process for making this was water direction. I don't even know if that's what I'm going, like, I don't even know if that's the right way to explain it, but you'll see. So I'll fast forward this and mute it, but I'm still going to show you so that way you can see. So I will be right back. Okay, so that part's done. And you see, like, all galaxies turn out different. Like, I could not have replicated this one. I love it so much that I can't even. Anyway, yeah, so, but I like this one just as well. So let's continue on, shall we? So now I'm going to take my smaller brush, after I wet the paper, of course. And I'm going to go back in with some more black. And this is just to kind of make sure, this is space, right? We don't want it to be too light. So, not a crazy amount though, like we did before. I'm just kind of defining some areas, because remember, we're going to put the color back on as well. So we need to leave lots of space for that. I swear this paper is not wet enough, and I just sprayed it. Specifically the outline. I just really like having the dark outline, and obviously I'm not going to do that along the whole thing. But yeah, anyway, you'll see. Just any part that kind of looks just too murky and muddy. And if you see a part that you love, leave it alone. You know what I mean? Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone, man. Don't touch it. Yeah, I might leave the top part alone now. I like it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Sorry, I'm not talking. It's just kind of... I really shouldn't be concentrating, because this is supposed to be like, you know, freestyle, right? It's all good. Yeah, I like that. So, you know, school's out. So that means, you know, kids are here 24/7, which is super fun. Actually, I really love it when my boys are home. I miss them when they're at school. I know I sound crazy and whatever, but I just love them so much. So I'm really happy when they're home for the summer. I get to see them anytime I want, and that's lovely to me. So I'm happy about that. I am happy to be back on YouTube. I've missed creating for you guys. Now don't get me wrong, I have been creating. I've even taken some video and I've started to upload. I had some really, really horrible things happen and it was kind of like just all at once, and it's really sad. My mother-in-law died, and that was sad, not only for me. Obviously I loved her very much, but my children, they've never had somebody close to them die before, and so that was a whole thing, and it was horrible, and my heart just broke for them. And then just to add insult to injury, our poor sweet little 6-week-old kitten had a just horribly tragic death right in front of my 2 boys, and so that was just the worst thing probably that's ever happened. Besides my son getting diabetes, I take it back. That was the worst thing that's ever happened. But anyway, I'm not trying to throw a pity party or anything like that. It's just, you know, trying to let you guys know I didn't forget you, and I've really missed being on YouTube, and I'm just so happy to be back. So I hope that you guys enjoy, you know, what I make, and I love the feedback, I love the suggestions, I love, you know, people wanting me to make this tutorial. I love that. It's fantastic to me. So I'm going to do another heat up, and I'm going to cheer up so we can not bring this video down. Okay, it's dry again. Now for the last layer of watercolor. So again, boom, 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 wetting the paper. Look at how pretty it looks when it's wet. Like the color, anyway, whatever. So we're just gonna go back in, and we're gonna get the colors that we originally had. So I'm gonna get this pretty green color, and I'm gonna work that bad boy in there. Now the lovely thing is it's not going to override what's already down. It's just gonna pick up the green undertones that's underneath, and it's just gonna lay right on top. I'm gonna nestle in this bad boy right on top of all these other colors, and we're going to come up with this super fantastic, beautiful green color. And I'm going to put some here too. No rhyme or reason, just do what feels good. So, that's it for the green for right now. I'm going to go ahead and get some of this purple. Let's put some of this right in here. That was just screaming for purple. And I think we'll do another one down here, and some right there. Let's do some here. I love purple, and the purple is just such a galaxy color, right? You know, I think that goes pretty good. Oh, something to talk about. Here we go. Super, super huge fan of Goodwill. Shocker, right? Junk journal fan, mixed media artist, a fan of Goodwill, really? Yeah, well, duh. I mean, the deals, like, you can get some really fantastic stuff. People throw away, like, what is it, the Grinch saying or whatever, one man's trash is another man's potpourri. So true. So very, very true. The pink embossing tool that I got that at Goodwill for $3 after I bought the heated craft tool from Ranger off of Amazon for like 16 bucks, 20 bucks, I don't remember. Anyway, it's more funny than anything, but it was like a score. I mean, I was like, okay, for $3 I can't pass it up, first of all. Second of all, I mean, if something ever did happen to my craft tool, like it just stopped working, I have a backup now. But for example, I needed to go somewhere that wasn't my office today, and I needed to have the heat, a heat tool with me, so I just brought that one because it wasn't plugged in. So boom, nailed it, aced it, can't be stopped. So you see, I'm just kind of adding the color, and I mean, it may look like it's overpowering whatever, like this black over here, but once it's dry, it's just gonna, boom, settle right in, and it's gonna look as if it was there to begin with. I'm going to go ahead and get this pink now. Oh yeah, look at that. This pink is just gorgeous. And right in here maybe. Another little bit up here. And we also had some in here. Adding the two colors together. I think that's really nice. It gives this something a little extra. Yeah, I like that. I don't know how that looks to you, but I sure do like that. I'm adding some to the black just to kind of, blend it. I know I didn't put the teal down here to begin with, but I just can't help myself. If I don't have teal in my project, I'll just lose it, because, I mean, it's just the most gorgeous color in the whole entire world, but, you know, whatever. I told you, I'm super silly right now. Alright, so now what I do is I just kind of look at it, and I don't know, might take some of this pink and just travel it along, if that makes sense. You want to have, it's nebulas and galaxy. I mean, you gotta give it swirl, right? It has to have a swirl on. How the galaxy got its groove back. I'm so sorry. Oh, I should just do you all a favor and edit all this damn video, but I think you're gonna get the real Stephanie today. So yeah, that ought to be fun. Let's see, can we get some of this green to show up bright like that pink does? That would be, huh. Yeah, that would definitely be nice. Oh yeah, look at that. And again, just not thinking about it, just kind of even into the blue here. Yeah, get a little ballsy with it. Just, I'm sorry, when I know you can't see when the shadows like that, but I can't get a good angle. I need to do it, man. I'm sorry. God, I hope that doesn't look weird. I don't know. I don't know. Let's do the purple. Okay, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's the basic gist of what I'm doing right this second. And the last little bit here, just kind of get this bottom to not be quite so plain, I think. All right. All right. Yep, that's it. I'm gonna leave it. That's it. Done. No more watercolors. Boom. Now I'm gonna heat this up, and I shall return in a moment. All right, guys. Only a few more steps left. Actually, just a couple. So I have this stuff. This is gesso, but I find myself needing gesso for priming the surface, but also needing gesso to use while I'm doing mixed media, just for like a whitewash, stuff like that. So this I mixed with a little bit of white acrylic paint, and so it's like a more watery gesso, and this I just strictly use for like on top of my paintings, not as a primer. So we're going to use this really quickly, and I'm just going to put some water down here, and we get a little bit of the white gesso. Mix it together with the water. And just mix it all together. Okay, and then make sure you get a good amount on your brush, and then go make splotches. I like using the gesso simply because it is white. Like you don't have to worry about it fading into the background or anything. Like it is bright white. And I also like putting a lot because it's the space, man. There's just millions and millions and trillions of stars. So do it up. I love splotches, and this is the type of painting that you can just go crazy on. Let's see, maybe a little bit more up here, right here. Oh man, I know, I go overboard, but splotches are so pretty, you have to, come on. All right, and that's gonna be it for the gesso. I'll tell you, I keep things off of packaging, like nice thick plastic, stuff like this, so that I can use it specifically like as a palette, just a portable palette. Also, like when I'm doing art, like sketching or something, and I don't want to get the pencil on my hand, you know, I'll just put this down and then go ahead and draw or whatever. I don't have to worry about smudging my art, which is a really crappy thing that just really happens to the best of us, doesn't it? So let's do a really quick set on this. The lovely thing about gesso is that it does not take long to dry at all, especially if you do a nice thin layer, and the dots are obviously very thin. But if you're afraid that maybe it's not too dry, go ahead and splotch like this. And at this point, if there is any part of the white that did not dry, first of all, it will come off, but it'll leave a really cool like ring. I don't even know how to explain it. But looks like I got it all, so we're good to go. Now the moment of truth. We are going to carefully peel off the... Okay, I'm back. My camera died again. Whatever. I just took the tape off, that's it. Yeah, a little boo-boo over here. I guess it was a little bit off. Anyway, here is the finished product so far. See all the cosmic wonders, infinite possibilities. So now I have a Uniball Signo white gel pen. I love this thing so much. And we're just gonna kind of go through and put stars. I don't know how to do this in a way that you can actually see what I'm doing, but this is all I did before. And you're gonna want to make sure that your paper is completely dry at this point. Do not ever put a pen to any paper that has not been fully dried. Believe me. I find that out the hard way. My poor $5 freaking Pitt Artist pen. Anyway, and you're not going to do a lot. You just, you know, put a star and kind of work a couple out from there. And just wherever you want to put them. And they don't have to be big ones. They can be super tiny ones. They can be big ones. They can be whatever you want. They can have 8 sides. They can have 4 sides, 6 sides, whatever you want. They can just be dots. Do what you gotta do. You just add a couple. You don't add too many. You don't want to... I mean, let's be honest. I put enough splotches on here, right? If you have trouble getting your pen to start it on your finger. Works really well. Boom. Sometimes these pens have trouble. Sometimes they don't. You never know. So, you see up here in the corner. That's all you do. Just a little bit of that throughout. And you got yourself a picture. Sometimes I go over the dots that are already there because I don't want to add more, right? But I would just want them to be a little more vibrant. And these gel pens, man, they pop. So I just add over what's already there. I'm going to do a tiny one here. And maybe we'll do one up here in the corner. Beautiful. Let's do one down here. And I think that'll be good to go on the stars. Lovely. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial today, and I hope that you found it helpful. I hope that it inspired you in some way. That is the whole reason behind me doing anything at all on YouTube, is just to inspire others, because you all sure do inspire me, and it's not even exaggeration. Now for my very last little bit, I'm going to put some Tim Holtz letters on there. And I was looking earlier and I found the perfect one. And if I can find my scissors at all, there we go. We will go ahead and adhere these. Sorry, I was just cutting it. Okay, so let's put the first one right here. Not quite straight, but it will. guess it's down now. Boom. And, you know, the little finishing touch is just the little sketchy marks, right? We want this to I want it to look sketchy, so I don't want to just do a single line or whatever. And yeah. So, there we go. Completely done. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you do any of the above, I will make sure to get back to you if you leave me a message or a comment or anything like that. And any feedback at all whatsoever would be lovely. I really appreciate you guys being here. I love seeing all of your input, and I also love seeing everything that you guys create. So just be inspired, go create, make something beautiful, and this world will be a better place. I really enjoyed having you here today, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the future. Thank you. Awesome. Have a great day.